Hey there, how's everybody doing today? So first, before we get started, I just want to show you my shirt. It says, if it's easy, it's not Pilates. And those of you who know me know that one of my famous lines is, it's only easy if you're doing it wrong. So let's just try to keep that in mind for everything that we do here. You can do anything and call it Pilates, but if you're not applying the principles, you're never going to get the benefits of what Pilates offers you. You're only going to be encouraging what's already imbalanced in your body if you keep operating your body the same way. So every exercise that I do here with you can be done just in a habitual way, or can be done with adherence to the Pilates principles and foundations, fundamentals, and that's the game changer. So anyway, today I want to just go over, I'm going to take a few minutes here. I'm going to go over, I had a request to do some exercises with the foam roller, okay? So everything that we do with the foam roller you can do on the floor, but the foam roller, obviously, it offers you a balanced challenge, right? Because it's a roller. So not only are you elevated, but you have a much narrower space, and it's not a stable space, right? So you have, technically, it's almost like a moving surface, and you're elevated a little bit. Good news is, if you fall off of it when we're lying on it or sitting on it, it's not too far to the ground, so you can just roll off. Just pretend you have no bones and roll off and laugh about it, okay? I myself have not been on the foam roller doing anything for myself in quite a few weeks, so this could be very messy, so we'll see how it goes. So there are a couple of things we could do. We're just going to do a little warm-up with it before we get to lie down on it, and for today's little exercises that we're going to do here, you can use some light weights if you want to. You don't have to. No weights at all. Modify what you need to. I just happen to take out a set of 2 pounds and a set of 3 pounds just because, just to show you. And of course, you can use whatever you want. So this one is for you, Shar. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so make sure you have your space set up where you can stretch your whole body and your arms also out to your sides as well as overhead, and your body nice and long with straight legs and straight arms. That's just to make sure you have room to move around. Okay, so remember, adherence to the Pilates principles: centering, concentration, control, precision of movement, fluidity of movement, and breath are the main ones. But again, centering and concentration and control of the movements right now is what we're going to be focusing on. And remembering the awareness of what neutral pelvis means, okay? If you have questions on anything and I don't go through things, just, always hit me up and message me. But since this is geared to be a multi-level class, I am going to... I'm going with the assumption, I know that's not usually a safe word to use, but that you all understand, even if you can't master it, we understand what neutral is. So we're going to come to lie down on your back, knees bent, feet flat, bringing the foam roller across your body. I have it resting on my pelvis right now as I just find my neutral. Take a few moments here, a few seconds, whatever it is, and just breathe, find your breath, and find your center. Knees are bent, feet are hip width apart. That means knees are in line with the 2 front hip bones. I'm going to roll through my spine a little bit to just find that neutral pelvis and that neutral spine. Feeling my shoulders kind of just melt back and do their thing. When you feel ready, making sure you feel the soles of your feet evenly energized on the floor, inside and outside edge of both feet. Remembering that suggested breathing is in through the nose and out through the mouth throughout the class. Catch yourself holding your breath. Just go immediately for your exhale. Here I have one hand on each end of the roller. I'm just going to lift that roller up toward the ceiling, right over your torso, your chest. And then slowly, as long as your shoulders allow it, reach both arms back overhead. Reaching this roller, let me just move my water bottle, as far back overhead as you can without losing your neutral center. So reaching, challenging your body's ability to maintain that neutral spine, making sure you don't pop off the mat and you don't tuck back to keep yourself from popping off the mat. Keep the same shape of your spine the whole time in neutral, and bringing the roller back down in front of you towards your thighs. Bring it back up overhead, reaching back as far as your body will allow you. Your range of motion is dictated by, first rhyme of the day, your stability ability. That's correct. So your ability to maintain stabilization, and right now that is in this neutral spine, That is what is going to dictate the range of motion of your arms as you reach overhead. Nice deep breaths. Beautiful. We're going to take 2 more. I'm going to pause here because I have an itch. Keep going. And nice deep breaths. Be aware of your arms. If you can't reach both arms overhead, you have a shoulder thing going on, just go to a range of motion where you can, or just do one arm. That's fine too. Here I'm going to take that roller back to where we started, bringing it back onto your pelvis. Find the breath. Now I'm going to walk my hands around to the front of the roller. Elbows are on the mat. I'm going to have the roller in that crease of my thighs resting on my pelvis. As I draw the abdominal energy in, join me here. Find your breath and just slowly roll the roller away from your torso, away from your hips, directionally up your thigh. Anatomically, it's down your thigh toward your knees, but it's directionally up, right? So we're going to reach that roller as far as you can to the tippy tips of your fingers. And then just tuck your chin slightly, nodding your nose and chin forward slightly, coming up into a nice little spinal flexion, and then rolling it back down, walking with your fingers. Roll it up, roll your body up, walk that roller up to your knees, and go ahead and roll it back down with your spine. Let's do 3 more. We'll have about 5 of these. Nod that nose and chin forward slightly, looking towards your legs or your belly. Don't lead with your face or your chin. Head goes down last. Let's go for 2 more. I don't know if that was 3 or 4 because I said 5 total, but of course I distracted myself. What else is new? Well, there were 1 more after this for good luck. How's that sound? Don't pop your belly back or ribs and try not to tuck your tail. We'll do 1 more time. Up, 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 up. Now stay up here and grab a hold of that roller. Reach the roller back overhead, but don't look at it. Look at your legs, and then slowly roll your body back down, reaching the roller overhead and stretching your legs out for that nice long body stretch. Arch the back off the mat and let your shoulders move around, and then find your center here in neutral as you bring that roller back up toward the ceiling over your chest. Here I'm going to flex my ankles just because I feel like it. You don't have to. You can have pointed feet. And I'm also going to bring my legs, my thigh bones are going to rotate externally out just a little bit to the Pilates stance. I'm going to feel my pelvis tucking into that neutral position, so I have to take it to a rear tilt when I have the straight legs just to get to my neutral. Feel the arm bones plugging into the trunk socket. Try not to lead with a shrug or a round, and don't lead with your face. Here we're going to try a roll up. In this version, we're going to start with the arms right where they are. Nod the nose and chin forward slightly, just bringing your face up to look toward your feet. Keep your head in that position. Your neck is going to curve with the rest of your spine as you roll up, up, up. Imagine that this roller is full of like hot air and it's floating you up like a hot air balloon. Stretch your legs, pull your belly in, pull your waist back, and take a nice spine stretch forward with a really hollowed out belly, round spine. Here I'm going to extend my toes, trying to keep the back of my ears visible over the top of my arms, pulling the waist back at the same time as reaching forward. And then I'm going to take a feel-good stretch, flexing forward from the hip joint and reaching as far as I can. Do the best that you can here. And rolling back up, I'm going to grab a hold of that roller, join me here, and roll it back up and lengthen to a nice neutral spine. Okay, so here is the fun part. We are going to try to lie down on the roller. Now there's a lot of little details here that we have to pay attention to. My roller, this happens to be a very firm roller. There are others that they sell that are softer, have a little bit more give. So if you're very sensitive in your spine when you feel yourself lying down on a solid surface and you are going to invest in a foam roller and you're not sure what one to get, hit me up here. And I'll let you know. You can also roll up a nice thick fat yoga mat and use that instead. But here we're going to do is we're going to try to sit to the front end of the roller. You want to sit as far to the front end as you can without tipping it and falling off right off the bat. Okay, so doing the best you can here, using your hands as needed to support yourself. You're going to roll down onto that roller. So you're going to try to get really centered. I'm going to tuck that tail, join me if you'd like to, and rolling down to the lower back. Walk your feet closer for more challenge, further apart for a little bit more assistance. Closer together is a little bit more challenging. And then roll all the way down. Now you're going to have to, depending on your height, and of course the length and size of your roller, shimmy your body forward down, toward your head or toward your feet to make sure that your skull and, of course, your sacrum or your tail, your pelvis is connecting and supported with that roller. Okay, I'm going to put my hair up there and out of my way. Alrighty, so what happens here with this roller, when we want to work and balance here, and work with weights or lifting one leg or the other. So let me talk to you here for a second, because it's very easy to cheat on this. And even the cheat isn't easy, but it's easier to just kind of shift over to one side. I'm not sure if you could see this as I'm doing it on the, with the side view. I could probably show you from the top of my head if I turn the roller. I'll try that in a moment. So right now I'm just shifted over to the left side. So it's making it much easier for me to kind of lift this leg and do what I want to do here, because I'm kind of settled over into my left side. Same thing here. If I want to go lift my left leg, tendency is to shift over to the right, and then you can kind of do your thing, right? Here. So we're trying to maintain a center. We're trying to not shift over to one side to make it easier for us to lift one limb or the other, or two limbs, or whatever that might be. I hope that's making sense to you, because I'm not here watching, and we can always do a virtual session if you have questions about this. You just reach out to me and we'll arrange it so I can see what you're doing and cue you individually, verbally. But that being said, let me just show you from that view and then we'll get started on it. So let me just see if you can see this. Sorry. Just want to make sure that it makes sense, and I'm going to have it this way so that maybe you can see the shift. So here, I'm trying to feel as centered as I can, and I feel like I'm very centered. Now, if I'm going to lift my right leg, tendency is to shift over to the left like this. Can you see that? And then I'll come back to center, and then I'm shifting over to the right to do my other stuff. So ideally, I want to stay right here in that center as I go to lift, whether I'm lifting arms or legs or anything else. So I'm hoping that that makes sense and you can see that. I will check it out when I watch the video later, see if it makes sense visually as well as verbally for you. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Let's get back onto that roller and try to find that best center that you can find. So the first thing we're going to do is just notice that the further apart the feet are placed, the easier, it's not the easier, but the more stability it's going to give you. The more narrow the base, the more challenging the balance part of this will be. So find a place where you can have your legs hip width apart to start, or even a little bit wider, and feel the soles of your feet and try to feel your body. It's going to try to wobble one side more than the other. Once you feel that you're in that neutral spine, you're in that center, get that neutral spine and go ahead and start to reach those arms back overhead, testing your ability to maintain your stabilization on the roller in the neutral spine. So not only are we looking to maintain and enhance our neutral, but we're looking to stay on the roller and maintain that balance, right? That feels so good. I still have that icky thing going on my shoulder. Now here, we're just going to take it for a nice big circle around, feeling that stretch. We're going to just do 3 in each direction. Feel that roller underneath your spine. Feel the inner thigh connection. Feel the glutes engaging, the abs engaging, everything scooping, wrapping, and zipping to help you maintain stability. Once you get to the overhead reach, go ahead and reverse those circles if you're doing arm circles with me. I feel myself wobbling here. I'm not feeling that stable this morning on my roller, but I'll get there, hopefully. Alrighty, so once we bring these arms back down, let's bring the hands either to the floor. For more challenge, you can bring your hands to your waist and just have your elbows on the floor. What we're going to do here is try to lift the right foot, bringing that leg to a tabletop position, trying not to shift over to one side or the other like that. So feel that this left leg has to go on overtime. Okay, and what we're going to do here is just reach this right leg up to the sky and flex and point the foot, and then give me just a little lower down, pointing the foot, flex, and lift. Now try to keep this leg in the frame of your body, meaning hip, knee, and ankle all in line. Don't let it cross over the midline, meaning going toward your left side, and try not to let it go outside the frame of your body to your right side. Maybe that was 4. Here we go again with my fabulous counting ability. I'm going to say 5. Really keep this leg nice and long, moving the leg without moving any other part of your body. We'll go for 1 more here, squeezing the glutes on that down, press, and just bringing it up only to that 90-degree place probably, maybe a little higher or maybe a little lower. Once you get that last one in, you're going to reset those feet, redefine your center here if needed. Feel that this right foot has to, and right leg has to go on overtime so that you don't shift over and make yourself quote unquote comfortable. Really challenge to maintain this center. Bring your hands down as needed if they're on your hips, okay? Make sure you use your arms to help you stabilize. Flex and point the foot. Once you think you're there, resetting this standing leg as needed. It's really on overtime. Your right foot and leg are now working hard, even though the left one is the mover. I'm gonna point, lower, squeeze the glutes here. Only going down to the point where you don't pop your belly, back, or ribs. Pointing on the down. I'm sure you can't see my foot at the top here, but it's flexing at the top. Okay, I'm going to say 4. Oh boy. Let's go for 2 more. Squeeze. 1 more. Alrighty, and slowly bring that foot back to the floor, bending the knee, taking any little stretches that you feel you might need. And here we're going to go with lifting the arms first. So you can take your light weights if you'd like. I'm going to grab my 3 pounds for now, and we'll see how that goes. So try to find that center again, lifting both arms up to the sky. And here, I'm going to have you take the hands about shoulder width apart and about chest height. And then we're going to rotate the arm bones so that the palms are facing in. The inner aspects of the elbows are facing away from you. And I'm going to just bring these weights to touch with a little slight bend in my elbows. I'm going to go for a nice little fly here. Taking the arms outside the frame of the body, feeling the shoulder blades adduct or draw toward each other, almost like they're pinching the roller, but don't force that. And just go down to a point where you don't pop your ribs. 3. And again, weights or no weights are fine. So I'm going to say 1 more, and that's probably going to bring us about 6 here. I could really feel that shoulder injury of mine healing, but still there. It's reminding me that it's there. Bringing and keeping these weights together. Keep your elbows right over your armpit and bend your elbows, bringing the weights just to your forehead, and then press them up to the sky, really squeezing the triceps bones here. Don't jam the elbow, but squeeze the triceps bones. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs. You should feel your thighs, inner thighs on overtime here. Make sure you're not bending your wrists back. Keep your wrists nice and straight. You're simply bending from the elbow here. Just for a nice little tricep warm-up. Bend, squeeze. I don't know how many I have. Let's go for 3 more. I really have no idea how many, but I'm just feeling this and it's feeling nice. All right, that was 2 more there. Ready? 1 more. Keep those wrists nice and straight. Squeeze those triceps and just warming up those arms. I'm going to bend my elbows to bring the weights back down to the mat. Here, I'm going to just go for these nice little 2-pound guys because I want to make sure that my shoulder is still going to be nice and heal better for me. So here we're going to bring both arms up toward the sky. And we're going to have the palms facing away. You know what? Let's try this one instead and change my mind here. We're going to bring both arms down first and really help stabilize. Check in with your legs, and we're going to lift the right foot, bringing that leg to tabletop. Now try to notice if you're tipping to one side and try to fix what needs to be fixed. Arms out wider will help you balance more. Here we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'm going to lift the left arm up to the sky, and we're going to reach that arm and leg away from each other. So the right arm reaches away as the left arm goes overhead. They're reaching away from your center and back up. Now, feel free to take this weight all the way down to the floor if you want, or stop it here. Now, if your arm can't go overhead, take the arm out to the side as the leg goes out, or just bend the elbow as the leg goes out and press it, or bend the elbow as the leg comes in. Okay, so you can create your own. What I'm doing is just a reach, an extension overhead and away with my hip, okay? And so that's the second one that I did. This is 3. Really try to feel your core connection here. 4. So when we're doing opposite limbs, that's the contralateral energy here. That means the opposite crisscross, diagonal energy across that body. I started out counting and I have no idea. I'm going to do one more here. Hold here. Contralateral energy. Breathe. Now slowly bring the arm and the leg up, stopping at the top with both. Bend the knee, place the foot down, place the hand down. Again, the wider you place your hands, the more stability it'll give you. All right, let's go for the opposite. So again, try not to rock and settle to one side. If you're rocking and rolling a little bit, that's fine. Just get to that center. Redirect the energy into this right foot and right leg that's on the floor so that you can lift this left leg to your tabletop first. Opposite arm, right arm, left leg are going to reach. Remember, you can do whatever you want with that arm, depending on what your shoulder and elbow are able to do. Of course, needless to say, we're trying to really tap in with that deep abdominal connection. Please don't cheat yourself and slide over or shimmy or sink into one side, because you're really not going to feel that center and core connection that we're looking to get. I think this is 4, but I really have no idea. So I'm going to go for maybe 2 more for 6. I have no idea how many we did on the other side. I am sorry. I'll get better at it again, I promise. I've only been doing this for 35 years, but whatever. Okay, so there's an extra one. This time, we'll reach and we'll bring the arm and the leg back up to the sky. Flex or point the foot, whatever you choose. And bend and release the foot, release the hand. Stretch if you need to, take a break, and then we're going to go right back into the right leg lifting. And here, I'm going to take my left arm out a little bit more because I'm going to reach the same arm up. So now we have ipsilateral, the same side limbs. This is much harder to do. The right leg with the right arm and bring it back up. I'm going to stop at the sky here, and I'm going to reset my position of my left hand because I feel the challenge here. When you're working, this is called ipsilateral as opposed to the contralateral. Here I'm going to try to get that arm down a little bit more. Holy moly. Do what you can. We'll try 2 or 3 more here. Really feel that core connection. Feel the instability on this roller here. Again, if you feel real stable, chances are you're just dipped down to one side a little too much. Okay. Ipsilateral, same side limb. Whoa, bringing the hand down and the foot down. It's getting dark. I didn't have my backlight on because I felt like the lighting was good in here. And now we're getting a storm, so it's getting dark. I hope that you could see the visual here. I'm getting a tickle in my throat. Sorry about that. Okay, get some water. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to go back to the other leg now. So the left leg and the left arm. Now, again, it's very easy to shift over to the right and lean into that right arm, and now you feel pretty stable. But if you try to stay in that center like this, then you're going to really feel the challenge. So please try not to cheat yourself, okay? You should feel very challenged here. Take that right arm out to the right side a little bit wider to help you balance, but try not to lean and rest on that right elbow unless you absolutely have to, okay? So this is left arm and left leg moving. Maybe this is 3 or 4. Really feel that core connection. Remember, if it's easy, you're doing it wrong. I don't care who you are. It's never easy. Find the range of motion that works best for you with your arm and your leg, maintaining your center. We're going to do one more. And bring it down with the arm and bring the foot down. Beautiful. Here, you can hold on to the weights. You can have your hands on the floor or your hands on your waist and your hips and your elbows on the floor. We're going to lift both legs and try to balance here. Nice deep breaths. Here I'm going to rotate my thigh bones to Pilates stance. I'm going to start to lower those legs away from me on an angle where I feel challenged and come up into a chest curl. Here I'm going to tap those heels for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin and nose tucked slightly. Bend the knees and slowly come back down. Bring your feet to the floor and rest. Now I'm going to just come up for a minute and put on some lights just to see if the rest of the class can be visible here. I'm not sure what will work, but we'll try that. Okay. They'll get a little brighter. There are those lights that take a little while to turn on. Sorry, Rocky didn't come up and visit today, but he's relaxing downstairs. Alrighty, so let's get back onto this for just a few more little movements here. One of the things that my friend was asking me to go over in this video is rolling up on the roller. And to tell you the truth, I was always really, really good at that. And like I said, I haven't been on it for weeks and weeks, maybe months, doing my own thing. So I'm not sure how good that's going to go when I try it later. And also, she wants to do she wants to work on the rolling up off the roller with the hands behind the head, which I'm really not great at. Used to do it, but I haven't done it in a while. So we'll play around and we'll see. Okay, so let's get back to center. If you came off the roller, come back on, set and reset. And we're going to lift the right leg, bringing the leg up to the sky. Again, for more challenge, hands on the hips and just the elbows onto the floor. Try not to settle in. We're going to rotate this leg to Pilates stance and extend through the ankle. And I'm going to go for a nice little circle here, a single leg circle, trying to maintain stability in my body. Now feel free to use the weights to help you anchor, bringing your hands wide. We're going to go across the body, away, out to the right, up, dig deep into the abs to stop the leg at that center. I'm going to say 4, really stabilize the left leg. Don't let it flop around. 5, draw your circle on the ceiling, not on the wall. And we'll stop at this last one here. We'll make this the last one here. Stabilize, and then we're going to reverse. Out, away from your torso, across the body a little bit, and up to that starting height. And 2, think of that inner thigh connection here. Outside the frame, a little bit away from your torso, across the body, and up. Nice deep breaths. 6. And hold here. Beautiful. Here I'm going to bring the left leg up to meet the right, flexing the ankle and opening them out to the sides for a nice stretch. Bring the right leg down, hold the left leg up, reset anything that needs to be reset, check, check, and recheck, keep your neutral, and go around for a circle on the left. I'm resetting my right foot. You can do the same, making sure you feel real stable with that leg. 3. Try not to rock your body. For this version, we're trying to maintain complete stabilization. So that's where the hands on the hips can help you really feel. Was that 5 or 6? I don't know. Let's just do this last one, and I'll try to count on the reverse. Around, up, stop at the top. Really feel that right foot and that right inner thigh and that right leg working. 3. Engage into your abdominals, deep, to stop that leg at the top. 1 more. And rest here. Beautiful. Take those legs out if you'd like to. Reach the arms overhead and stretch. Very good. Here we go. Bring it back into center. Reset your pelvis, your legs, your feet, your arms, your hands, and your head. Nice deep breaths here. Here I'm going to bring my feet a little closer so I could peel off and come up into a bridge, lifting up, keeping your neck nice and open, rolling back down, trying to feel each segment, one segment of the spine at a time, each little vertebra reaching. Arms can be stretched out where the forearms and elbows are off the floor, or you can use your forearms and elbows on the floor, or your hands on your hips, or for more challenge, arms up, or even out to the sides. Let's take 2 more. Squeeze at the top. Roll down, find that roller. 1 more. Beautiful, nice, there we go. Very good. Now there are so many different exercises I like to do on here. I like to have where we were doing the contralateral work earlier. Opposite arm going out and up. We talked about that before. So play around with it and just see what works best for you and what challenges you most. That's the key here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is walk those feet out a little further from the body. The further away the feet are, the more leverage you'll have to roll up off this roller. Use your hands and arms as needed. Here, we're going to take the arms out in front of us, nod the nose and chin forward slightly, and try to roll up squeezing into your abdominals, and lifting tall at the top. Nice deep breaths. For more challenge, legs can go closer together. You can always have an item between your knees, a ball, a pillow, a ring, a folded up towel, anything like that. Try to really feel where you're going. Challenge yourself with each breath. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, roll up, sit tall, arms anywhere you'd like, and roll back down. I almost fell on that one. I was trying to feel how my neck was, and I think it was out of alignment. Now, the thing about doing the roll up or coming up with your hands behind your head on the roller, I hate that because almost everybody pulls on their head. And so that's up to you if you want to try that. Reaching. You can come here and roll back and up. But the key here is to really not pull on your head, to kind of float that head. And I feel that if I go here, I have that tendency to just want to pull on my head. I get stuck there. So I'm going to have to work on that. And I'll work on it, and I'll work on it with you, and I'll see if I get it one day. Back. I used to do it. Let's see what happens. Okay. So anyway. That's that for now. Come on up and off the roller when you're ready. We're going to bring the roller out in front of us as we come onto the belly. On your feet and bring your feet and legs a little wider than the frame of your body. So feet are wider than knees are wider than hips. I'm going to bring my hands so they're hanging off the roller. I'm going to find the neutral pelvis, squeezing into the abdominals, squeezing the glutes to get into that neutral position, that rear tilt to neutral. Just don't grip and tuck where your feet pop up. Here we're going to just turn the elbow points down a little bit where I wrap the shoulder blades into the armpit, lifting the chest wall, coming into a spinal extension as the roller comes toward you, and then reach back. Well, reach forward and back down to where you came from. Wrap the shoulder blades around, just let them feel their energy moving around on your rib cage. Here, feel free to squeeze those shoulder blades back a little bit without popping the ribs. And then roll back down. Wow, it is torrentially downpouring out there. I don't know if you can hear that rain. Draw the abdominals in, coming up only as high as you can without gripping, over-gripping, or pinching anywhere. I'm stopping where my face is parallel to the floor. Feel the shoulder blades moving around on your back ribs there. Nice deep breaths. Beautiful. Now here, hover your chest wall, or and bring your elbows. You can hover the nose just off. You can bring your elbows to the floor here and do this work here, or you can bring your arms out and just lift a little bit into the chest wall and lift both legs off the mat. Bring your legs hip width apart or a little closer and just swim the legs slowly. Let's get them as close as you can. No rocking the hips. You're going to go one leg up, one leg down. Keep reaching the thighs out through the toes. Good. Now go a little faster without bouncing, without rocking, and feel free to move the arms if you'd like, in and out, or up and down. One and then the other, up to you. Alternate if you want. Just explore here. We're going to take it to stop those legs here. We're going to take it wide again. Bring the legs down. Bring the elbows to the floor, underneath your armpits. Tuck your tail, lift your hips and ribs at the same time. Walk the knees forward. Keep them wide, bring your feet together, and go ahead and take a wide knee child's pose, using your roller if you'd like, or not. That's up to you. Around the spine, roll it up, and take a break. So there are many, many, many things we can do with this roller, many different workouts. It's a great tool. You can use it to assist in the rollover, the scissors, the so many things. So anyway, I am definitely going to try to get back on the roller a little bit more. I missed this workout. It really feels pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot to be done here. I don't know. I don't know about rolling up with my hands behind my head because I really do feel like I'm going to pull on my head, and I guess I just don't have the communication to be able to get up there where with your hands behind your head. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that one for you. But if you get it and you're doing it, send it to me. I know that I can get up there with my hands behind my head, but that means I'm pulling on my head, and I think I'm going to be pulling too much from my hips. So I didn't feel comfortable with it. Let me know what you think. Send me your videos. You can text them to me or email them to me or whatever. Anyway, that's a fun little workout or exploration, if you will, the foam roller and some light weights, and just working on your proprioception and sense of balance and center. So anyway, I hope you feel good. I'm going to just take a nice little stretch here. One of my favorite things is to do a little knee stretch with the roller, but we'll get on that into the next in the next roller class, I guess. Round your spine up, extend, and if you're with me here, one more time, just releasing that breath, and beautiful. Come to sit. Now you can do any other stretches that you want. You can do mermaid stretches with these side planks. It's limitless. So that's that. Do anything you want here to finish up. Maybe you're going to go into a whole other workout. I'm not sure. But that's it for me for this morning with the roller. Again, stay long and strong. Be balanced. Ciao for now. Beautiful people. Peace out.